Hey everybody, welcome back. No BS with me and my buddy Sean. We're excited to be back with you all. Per
Yeah,
usual, a lot going down, a lot
always
of
something
mess,
going on.
craziness. Sean, it's like we're living in a reality show.
It's like living in the twilight zone. Honestly, is what it feels like to me. That's what it feels like. But yeah, it doesn't seem real every day. Something like really, this is what's happening right now. But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I don't. And this is just year one,
I know.
right? That's what's
I
crazy about it.
know. I know. Oh, and you missed, right. We're coming up on, we're getting real close to 1 year of him and of President Trump in office. Um, the Republican majority, all the craziness. I mean, the beefs, the social media. Really, if anybody out there is like me and you are addicted to and watch reality TV or even like the baddies and all that, the real like the episodes are good, but the real stuff goes down on social, and we've been seeing a lot of that. We're gonna hit up Marjorie Taylor Greene, who was on social, and then President Trump clapping back at her. We've seen some of the Democrats come out telling the troops, you don't have to follow illegal or immoral or unethical orders. And the Trump and President Trump, what did he say? It's seditious,
Yeah,
punishable by death.
yeah.
Oh, it's getting crazy.
Hang them.
Man, this is just unbelievable. I can't wait to jump all into it. But we got to take care of a little business first, right, Sean?
Right, right.
We've got to call BS.
That's time for BS for sure.
And I'm ready for this because I'm coming for you and your people.
Oh my gosh. Well, then you go first because you're coming after me. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, get ready. Give me my time so I can go in, please. Thank you. HOA.
Oh my
I'm
gosh. Here
tired of
we go.
y'all. I'm
Here we
tired of
go.
your people, Sean,
Here we
because
go.
we need to put a storage unit in our backyard, the
Yeah.
property that we own, the
Yes.
property that we are the only ones who pay for it. Okay.
Right.
I had to request permission. I submit my little paperwork. I got to submit the plat, drawing, and all of that. Okay, fine. I even hit the little drop down option that says, what am I requesting? And it has storage as an option. Okay.
Okay.
I do everything that I'm asked to do. And you know what they said back to me, Sean? You know what
What?
the response was?
What?
My request was denied. A, it was denied. B, because according to our rules, storage units are not allowed. So my issue is A, why would you even let me submit when it's not allowed and give me that option? And B, how are you going to tell me what I can do on my property and you don't pay for my property? I'm calling BS on HOA. You and your people. I'm tired of y'all.
Oh my
Period. I'm
god.
done.
I mean, yes, true. They should not have given the option for you to submit for that if it's not allowed. But I'm gonna need you to go back to those bylaws for the neighborhood that you bought a house in and read those because
No,
you the one that's put your name on the dotted line for this neighborhood,
no.
knowing that this covenant was already put in place. I'm
Mm-mm,
just saying,
mm-mm.
I get it. I understand you want this shed, you want to store some stuff, but you should have known that when
I
you bought
pay
the
for it.
house.
I pay for my property. They haven't
Right.
come over to mow my lawn. They haven't put 5 cents or a quarter on my mortgage. No, but
I get
whatever.
it. You know what?
BS.
There are some HOA out there, HOAs that have some very strict rules, and there's some neighborhoods I would never live in because of that. So
You know, the problem was I knew there was an HOA when we bought the house, but
right.
I just loved the house so much that I was like, I don't care.
You didn't care, right? Now look, now you
But in
care
hindsight,
because they're blocking you from what you thought you was gonna be able to do.
I'm really
Now I still feel like you can contest it. I'm pretty like you can appeal it. So you talk to somebody.
I mean, I feel like I can still put it up.
I
And what
mean,
they
and
gonna do?
that you can too. You can do that too. I mean, because
Because
at the
what
end
they
of the day,
gonna do?
I have a fence in my backyard, and because before I became a part of my HOA was not really responding well, and I submitted the request like 3 months ahead of time. Nobody responded. Nobody said anything, and I needed to put a fence up because I have dogs. So I put the fence up, and I'm talking about not even 2 days after it was up, I got a letter. And I went back to my emails. I sent my email on this day. I sent another email on this day. Nobody responded. I had to put my fence up. So I ended
Uh,
up I put my fence up. but then they had to consult with their legal team, and so they sent me this basically an affidavit saying that they'll allow the fence to stay up, but when I decide to sell the property, I have to take it down. Well,
Too much.
I'm not selling the property in the first place. But that's also like three property management companies ago. The new one that we have now, they don't even have that record, so it's not even a big deal anymore. So, but you gotta read the covenant. When you gotta read, everybody listening, when you're buying houses and there's an HOA, read the rules about what is.
I read my mortgage papers and it says we own it. That's all I'm reading.
That's perfectly fine. Yes. But read the rules. When you signed it out in line, you're signing the agreement with that HOA as well too. Make sure you know what you're getting into and what you're paying for.
You know what? Y'all get on my nerves. It's your turn. Let's move on because we have to agree to disagree.
We are going to.
What you calling BS on?
I'm gonna call BS on Ray J. Ray J, Brandy's brother, is out here losing his mind. This dude has been on a lot of radio stations and podcasts talking about that he is a better singer than most male singers out right now. And when I say that, he's already challenged Mario. We already saw them do the versus battle, and Mario swept the floor with him. He's still challenging Mario. This dude got out here and said that he is a better singer than Tank. Tank. He said, and I quote, he said, I got abs, give me 9 months, and I can get his, he said he can get his body right and he can sing better than Tank. When Tank has the flu, he still sounds better than you, Ray J. Most anybody I know, you can't sing. Ray J can't sing. Never could sing. Never did. His sister is the vocal Bible. He is not even a word on the page of the Bible. Nope. Not. Ray J, let it go. Let it go. I call BS on Ray J.
You said when he has the flu. I'm dead.
When Tank has the flu, he still can sing circles around Ray J. Come on.
I'm dead. Well, that Ray J is on something different lately. I don't know. I think it's one of those real desperate attempts to like get attention, get back in the spotlight. He's got his reality show on Zeus, which I have not given a second of eyeball time. Ray J irks my skin.
He's real. I think ever since his best friend went into jail, he's been flipping out. Ever since Diddy went to jail, Ray J has been completely lost without his best friend for whatever reason.
Something's wrong with Ray J. I don't know. We're gonna lift him up to the Lord.
We need
to hope for the best.
Hope so. He's out here. He's losing his mind. Iyanla Vanzant, you got a brand new show. I need you to get him on ASAP. ASAP.
Bring back the original show. Let Ray J be your first episode. I will tune in for that.
I will. The whole country will tune in because he needs serious guidance.
He needs some love from Mama Yaya. Okay.
Yeah.
Who also needs some help? President Trump's plan. Governor Lee. Let's head back home now because there's been a recent decision by a judge saying that the placement and deployment of troops to Memphis was not done properly, but specifically not done legally. We've had lawmakers, Sean, as you know, everybody's been watching, have been on here saying the proper way, the legal way to do it is for there to be a special request, a declaration declared, an emergency declaration declared, state lawmakers making the special request with justification. Governor Lee made this move on his own and just deployed the troops as part of, I forget the name of the operation to keep the Memphis streets safe, which is in line with what we've been seeing from President Trump and other states deploying the military. And then to find out, let me get this number, that is costing about, oh goodness, what was the number? I know what, 8 million, at least in the bond case. We're talking about contracts, hotel contracts, food contracts for all of the troops here. I mean, the number is insane. I've got to find it. $226 million it is costing to have troops in Memphis. Sean, that number is insane.
It is insane. The whole process was insane. But lawmakers in Memphis said before they got there that this was illegal, that there is a process, and the state constitution lays out in detail how and when National Guard can be mobilized in cities in Tennessee. And it does require a vote. It does require certain, whether there's a militia or there's something, an intimate, was it danger to the state or to that city, there has to be something. And with crime going down in Memphis, there was no alert to say that crime was in this place, that we needed the National Guard to come through. The same thing Chicago, the same thing in DC, the same thing everywhere else that he's trying to implement. Most states have some of the same requirements, and it has to be voted on by state officials. And so in Tennessee, the whole thing was wrong. The whole thing was wrong. But what it does show, that we have 200 and some odd $million to spend on improving the services and the authority and what we have in cities. If you're going to spend 200 some odd $1 million for National Guard to be in Memphis to police the city, take that same money and give that money to the city to help them with the resources they need to hire more police officers, to train more police officers, to make sure that the relationship and the partnership between the FBI and the DEA and local authorities are very lockstep and tight, to where they all can communicate to continue to keep pushing that crime number down and getting violent criminals off the street for good. There were so many different ways to use this money. To me, we threw it away. We threw it away for a temporary fix. National Guard is only going to be there for a certain time period, and then they're going to leave. And you're still not providing the city with the resources they need to continue to keep fighting crime. So you're basically letting them, they're bringing a knife to a gunfight in a situation, basically.
But is it even a fix though, Sean?
No.
I mean, we've been talking about this. The whole point was to bring troops to Memphis to suppress crime, which was already suppressing before they got there. But as the Memphis mayor was saying, as this was being discussed, before it even happened, he said, if you really want to address crime in Memphis, which is already showing a decline, then let's invest money in areas that we know are known for crime reduction. Invest beautification investments, job development, all of that. Because when people don't have a lot, then it lends more to criminal behavior.
Right.
So we provide more jobs. If we get rid of a lot of dilapidated buildings and beautify the neighborhoods to build that in people, that where you want to keep it safe, you want to keep it beautiful, then people are going to be more inclined to not commit as much crime. So make it make sense. We need to increase jobs in areas within government, in areas that address crime, not only address, but prevent. That's what the mayor is saying also, really in a nutshell. If we're going to invest energy and money, let's invest in crime prevention, not crime response. Yes, we have to respond. Crime is always going to happen, but let us prevent it from happening in the first place. So I'm interested to see, and shout out to everybody who has been on this, because they tried to take the legal route in the beginning, to get a judge to step in and block it and file the lawsuit and all that. That kind of fell flat. But now here we are. The Democrats have a victory. Several lawmakers in Memphis were pushing this from the legal standpoint, and finally got a decision in their favor and saying, listen, you cannot break the law and just do what you want to do. And for me, this is bigger than just responding to crime. This is about following the rules, because it sets a precedence. If we're going to allow someone to just do whatever they want against the law, then to what end? If for principle alone, you have to step in, as this judge did. And we may end up at the end of the day with troops still in Memphis or more being deployed. But if it's done according to the law, then okay.
Right.
But we're looking at two different issues. A, do you even need them? Waste of resources, because like you just said, we've got 226 million. So let's invest it instead of spending it on troops. And then the second issue is, do we follow the law whenever we want to? And do we not follow the law? And do we want to whenever we want to? Two different issues I see it as. And I think we're going to hopefully soon get back on the right track.
Absolutely. And don't forget, we spent 200 some odd $1 million in Memphis for National Guard all the same time while 40 million people didn't get food. Let's not forget that. We had money to spend on National Guard in Memphis for a city where crime was going in the right direction, but we couldn't fund SNAP program, couldn't fund SNAP at all.
And we had the money to
Had the money.
Let's be clear.
Yeah, money's there. Money was always there, but couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Wouldn't do it.
Would not, but yeah, because there's a difference between couldn't and wouldn't. We not only had a ballooning, way over bloated emergency fund in Tennessee, in which the governor could have tapped into that to fund SNAP through the month of was it October? Now my months are blurring, or November, whatever. We could have funded SNAP, but also on the federal level, there was a fund that eventually a court order had to force them to open up that bucket and start to fund SNAP. But thankfully, we know the government was back open. That's a whole nother issue.
And remember,
we're going to be here again.
But there wasn't even a court order that was really necessary because the president could have funded that program by the stroke of a pen. All he had to do was say fund the program while the government was shut down. We didn't need a judge. The judge didn't need to step in, shouldn't have had to. So this president refused to feed Americans. I want everybody to understand that. This president refused to feed 40 million Americans.
While having a lavish party. Was it a Halloween party, I think?
Whatever it was, in Florida, and building this $230 million ballroom and redecorating the Oval Office, I guess, with all this gold lame stuff. But again, you refuse to feed 40 million people, including federal workers that you had laid off at the time.
And I get it. I negotiate all the time. I some people describe me as stubborn and headstrong. I mean, I let people have their opinion. I think I'm easy to get along with. So, I understand the standoff. I do, especially when you look at the ballooning healthcare costs that are going to come as Republicans are rolling back and really eliminating the Affordable Care Act. Is going to be astronomical. The payments that folks are going to have to make, but we still, as we've seen and we saw, we still could have had that standoff. We still could have had that discussion, that debate, while still feeding people. But
absolutely,
it is what it is. Who else is starving? I'll tell you. Our Republican candidates. Ooh, because it seems that redistricting plan did not go quite as planned.
No.
And here is that map, right? What it looked like before and then after. Because as a reminder, everybody, remember, Texas really was the first one to do this whole standoff and all of that. And they redrew their maps. Other states started to follow suit, where Republicans were trying to carve out more spots, more districts for them. We saw in the midterm that blew up in their faces.
Yep.
And a lot of the Hispanic voters that backed Trump in the election and our Republican candidates, pissed off, offended, feeling betrayed, and they flipped, right? But then now there is a court order that backs what some Democrats have been saying, that the redistricting is racist.
It is.
And the judge agreed.
It is. And you didn't even go through the process of allowing the citizens of Texas to even vote on it. The difference between this one and what happened in California, they voted on it. The citizens, Californians said, we want it. Texas didn't even allow that. Governor Abbott didn't even give the citizens a chance to even say anything. And so, of course, they're pissed. Because there's, first of all, the Hispanic community inside of Texas is huge. And there's and also the percentage of black people in some like Houston and Austin, Dallas. I mean, there's a lot of black people. So you were literally regentrification is what was going down. Literally what was going down in Texas. And you think nobody was going to stand up and say, wait a minute, this is not how this is going to work?
Ooh, political gentrification. I'm still in that, Sean. That's good.
Yeah, that's what this is. That's exactly what this is. But I give it to Gavin Newsom, Governor Gavin Newsom, because he literally put it the decision in front of the people. He explained, he went out there and defended the reason why he wanted to do this. Here's the reason why we have to respond to this. And he put it in front of the people and they said yes. They voted for it, which is what should have happened. But Governor Abbott,
Right.
he is so far up the behind of President Trump. You're not even listening to the people that put you in that office.
And then, I mean, for so many things wrong with this. The way that they are trying to reclaim, or as some people describe it, steal votes and districts, the way that it landed really starts to take us back as a country, not just as Black people, but as a country, to when we didn't have a vote.
Mm-hmm.
And it was limited. And there are so many roadblocks that the Republican Party and President Trump are putting in place to suppress the vote. We're looking at repealing the mail-in absentee ballots. We're looking at your name matching what's on your birth certificate. The redistricting. I mean, they're coming for it all around, because we know ultimately the plan is to get a third term for the president. Who knows what else for Republican lawmakers? So that's one problem. Second, the Constitution says we the people,
Mm-hmm.
our government. When you look at the founding of our country, we were coming away from another country in which we did not have a voice. We did not have a say-so in our government. We established ourselves so that we could have a voice. And here we are today, where that voice is being taken in so many different ways. One of those being a say-so in how and where these votes go, and then actually voting on the candidates, on the process of how our voice is heard. It's just insane to me. Believe what you want to believe, stand where you want to stand, wear your red hat, your blue hat, whatever works for you, white hat, yellow hat, I don't care. But let people have their own say. You cannot come in someone's house, essentially, you cannot come in someone's house and steal right in front of their face. You
But
cannot do
that was the agenda of this president from day one. His first term, he didn't care about what people said. He definitely doesn't give a damn what people say in this term, because this term is all about vengeance to those that oppose him. But he hasn't cared. I mean, and to the fact that he's flipping on all of his staunch supporters.
Yeah.
He's flipping the ones that are not showing. They're showing the slightest, disagreement with him. He's flipping on them. And at the same time, right now, let's not forget his approval rating. 57% of people don't approve of this president right now. 57%. And the number one issue is what he ran on, the economy. He said he had the fix for it. He had the fix for the economy. And 57% of people disapprove with his handling of the economy right now.
Even some of his own parties, were starting to see them splinter. And who's making some headlines as a big dissenter?
I was shocked and laughing at the same time.
You know what? I'm not even going to say her name, whatever.
Let's just play the video.
Just play the clip.
I refuse to be a battered wife, hoping it all goes away and gets better. If I am cast aside by the president and the MAGA political machine and replaced by neocons, big pharma, big tech, military-industrial war complex, foreign leaders, and the elite donor class that can never, ever relate to real Americans, then many common Americans have been cast aside and replaced as well.
Sean, I'm going to let you take this one. I'm going to let you take it first.
It's hard to even know where to start. You're talking about somebody that believed truly that the sun rose. It set and rose on this man. There was nothing that he did wrong. She was all for Donald Trump, all for him, day and night, everything. And even she herself was upset over the Epstein files, upset of people not getting fed, upset over healthcare. And over the course of the summer, she has started to separate herself from him slowly but surely by several different issues. And now he has cast her to the side. He's casted her away. called her names. It's been ridiculous what he's actually done. This is somebody that he had so much love for, and then when she started to disagree with him, he threw her out like old trash and put her out, and basically wants everybody to do the same. Hence the reason why she's not going to run. Hence the reason why she is resigning, because she knows she's not going to win. Because he's going to turn MAGA, and there's still a huge number of strong MAGA supporters that are behind this president, and he's going to turn the whole MAGA movement against her. And with polling and things happening inside of Georgia, the Democratic candidates, her Democratic opponent, has a very strong chance of taking her seat. She knows without the support of this president, it's a wrap. So I might as well just go on home and let it go.
But you know what? Think about this, though. I mean, we're going to unpack her all the way. I mean, bless her little victim heart. I love it. I love it when folks can be so just spew such vitriol and bully people, and then all of a sudden they're a victim. When that energy is matched, when they get it back, throw a rock, hide your hand. Not trying to hear it. But you know what, Sean? What's interesting is she's bowing out because of the threats. She's bowing out because she said she doesn't even think she would win because she doesn't have President Trump's support. But I'm going to challenge that a little bit. I actually think, well, do I think she would win? No, because first of all, she broke from the party. The Republicans are mad at her. And let's be honest, what Democrat on this planet actually liked her anyway?
Right. And the Republican, the RNC is not going to fund her. They're not going to go against the president. They're not going to fund her. So she's not going to have any money to run a campaign. She won't.
But I submit this, though. When she did lose, I don't think it would have been because she did not get President Trump's support. I think that probably would have helped her, because if everybody would recall, during the primaries, we saw every Republican candidate, Trump. One candidate even doing the Trump dance in his commercial. His face is plastered all over their commercials. Quotes from him, sound bites, all of this video of him in their actual ads, and every ad they mention his name, they show his face. Blue wave came and washed them all out. And now, for those, pretty much all of them, now some of them who are still running, you don't see a bleep about Trump in any of their commercials.
No,
because they know that actually hurt them. So I feel like she bowed out a little too quickly for the wrong reason because of Trump. I really personally believe that the few votes that she would have gotten from her party or in general, she would have gotten a little bit more because she's separated herself from Trump.
But she doesn't know how to do that. She spent her whole time campaigning the first time touting Trump. I'm backing the president 100%. She spent her whole campaign was surrounded by Trump's agenda. Whatever Trump needs, I'm there for him 100%. Just like Van Epps, who's running for District 7 in Nashville up against Afton Bain. His whole commercial is, he told the president, I back you 100%.
Yeah.
That's what he's running on. I don't think that's the best strategy for him. I really don't. And it wasn't going to, and that's what Marjorie Taylor Greene, that's all she's ever done. So for her to try to run a campaign now with him, with no support from him, what is she going to do? What is that campaign going to look like? What are her stump speeches going to look like? Because she's talking like a Democrat right now. Healthcare,
she really is.
Healthcare, affordability.
I mean,
like Epstein files.
She said, but hold on, she even had another video. I'm not a Democrat. Well, you know what? You sound kind of like, hold on, she had more to say. We've got another soundbite from our friend Marjorie.
You see, I have never valued power, titles, or attention, in spite of all the wrong assumptions about me. I do not cling to those things because they are meaningless and empty traps that hold too many people in Washington. I believe in term limits and do not think Congress should be a lifelong career or an assisted living facility. My only goal and desire has ever been to hold the Republican Party accountable for the promises it makes to the American people and put America first.
First of all, I'm sure many of you all can hear my dogs going off in the background. They didn't start until, March here. We got on this topic. It just, even the dogs are disturbed and confused. This, again, it is the victim mentality. It is the victim mentality and the delusion. I've never been one who was all about power and all this. Boo, yes, you were. It's time to be honest. You were about power. You were about cruelty. You spoke in so nasty to so many people and got that energy matched. And now you're walking away a victim? No, ma'am. You don't get to throw a rock and hide your hand. We're not doing that. You don't get to cry victim when your feelings get hurt after you have dehumanized people on a public stage. You don't get to do that when you supported legislation that was oppressive to people who were already beat down. You don't get to say, oops, I didn't mean that, or oops, my bad, that's wrong, when you've been following and attaching yourself to President Trump's coattail, and now you want to change outfits? No, ma'am. It doesn't work that way. It is the day of reckoning. It is the day of accountability. My suggestion is that come January, when you resign, before your term ends, that you go find a self-help book, a cup of coffee, and an emotional therapy dog or a cat, whichever you prefer, or a bird, soul search and have a seat and let the rest of the world move on, because this ain't it. You do not get to cry victim after you have victimized so many people.
She's gonna sit down for a minute. Well, we're not gonna see her for a second. She's probably gonna write a book. She's gonna do some book tours. And then you're gonna see her announce her candidacy to run for president for 2028. That's what you're gonna see.
Because that is being talked about. That governor, right, of Georgia or Senate. But it's like, no, just have I listen, if she goes on her book tour, because we know it's what they always do.
Right.
You go on your book tour, you really get into this professional speakers engagement cycle and circuit. Cool. Be a pundit somewhere. Great. But to be in a position of actual power and influence, I can't support that. I don't care what party you are. It's not about your party. It's about your principles for me.
Right.
And when you are enacting legislation that not only makes financial and moral sense for our country, but does not beat down the people of this country, I got you. I don't care what party you're in. I got you. But the way that she spoke to Jasmine Crockett, the way that she spoke to the American people, no, boo, which, by the way, Jasmine Crockett has got to be sitting somewhere. I would love to see like a picture of something of Jazz and Sis Kamala like sipping on a glass of champagne like, girl, you see this? I would love to see it.
Oh, it's got to be out there somewhere. We're going to get Jasmine on the show really soon just to talk to her about just overall. We're working on getting her on the show. But, Marjorie, it's true. She may try to run for governor, but Keisha Bottoms is going to get that. And she's going to hold down 2 terms.
Yeah.
Hands down. Georgia's going to flip blue. This country is literally speaking up and saying enough is enough. Enough is enough. This country is little from no kings. And what we saw this last recent election cycle was just a teaser for what's going to happen in midterms next year. This president is getting closer, if not already, in his lame duck season. In the last 2 years of his presidency, he's not going to be able to do anything. He's not. I'm seeing it. You're seeing poll after poll after poll, Republicans, and not just Democrats, but Republicans splitting away from him.
Democrats are about to start flipping the country, which, as we know, if everybody knows, if you follow, politics and all that, it's the ebb and flow. I mean, we always do the seesaw of it, Republican majority, Democrat majority. We always do the flip-flop. So, but now we're in the flip process. So I cannot wait to see how all this pans out. I am sitting watching with that popcorn and a glass of champagne. I don't want no Kool-Aid.
No.
I don't need no whiskey. I don't want no coffee. Okay, because I'm a classy girl. I need some champagne and I want my popcorn. I want to watch all of this unfold. But Scott, I mean, excuse me, sorry, talking my husband, our producer back there. Sean is the other S. Sean, not only am I going to be enjoying watching all this play out, but we want everybody to continue to watch us as well. Do your thing, Sean. Tell them how they can watch us.
Oh, first of all, you got to go to YouTube and find us on YouTube. It is No BS Podcast with Harry and Sean. You can check us out on Instagram. Check us out on Facebook. We're on TikTok. We're on X. No BS Podcast Nashville. Check us out. Follow us. Like our page. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Catch all of our previous episodes. Drop comments under our reels and let us know what other topics you'd like for us to talk about. You know, you have people reach out wanting to be guests on the show, so and that's great too. If you want to be guests on the show, the idea is really we want to get different perspectives. We want to get everybody's perspectives on how they feel, and we'll start tapping in to some of your comments. Leave us a message, shoot us a video about how you feel about the show or something that's just really bothering you that you want us to talk about. We'll be glad to do that. But check it out, No BS Podcast Nashville on all of your social media platforms. Go to YouTube, search No BS with Harry and Sean Podcast. Like and subscribe and follow us. Leave us a comment. We'd love to hear it.
Join the convo. And we must wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving.
Absolutely.
Right? So much has gone on. Thankfully, our families have food now.
Yes.
Right? Whose SNAP benefits were disrupted. They've got them restored. There have been an abundance of turkey giveaways, more than usual. America has really stepped up. And I'm going to give a shout out to Tennessee. We're the volunteer state. We have, from the very beginning, when something's going down, we always just step up and step in. And I mean, the giveaways have been, oh my gosh, overflowing. But everybody just thinking about all that we have been through as a country, all that we have been through as a people. We are still on this side of the grass, and there is so much to be thankful for. So on behalf of No BS, we wish all of you all a very happy week of Thanksgiving and a happy Thanksgiving Day. Have a wonderful one. Everybody.
Absolutely. Have a great one. Happy Thanksgiving to you, Harry, and everybody out there. You guys enjoy your week. We'll be back with you soon.